Britain is a nation of animal lovers, but some are a little more obsessed than others.
That is my TV, most definitely.
Let's hope they show up.
It doesn't get any better than that, mate.
These nature nuts go to extraordinary lengths to get closer to the animals they love.
Do it again. I'll take up the rear. That's the spirit. Oh, sweet.
I'm going to join them. I'll be hunting high and low for the UK's most adorable creatures.
These are beautiful birds. Oh my God. Come back with that egg.
And I'm taking my badly dressed film crew with me.
Maureen, get in the car. Try not to scratch.
I haven't been this excited since I got shut in the potting shed with Alan Titchmarsh, and I'm sure this is going to be just as much fun.
I'm on a quest to meet some of Britain's most fanatical nature enthusiasts and thank them for allowing me into their world. I have with me the finest wildlife camera people and the snazziest high-tech gizmos. They'll be able to see the animals they love in an entirely new light. And if that doesn't get me on their Christmas card list, nothing will.
First, I'm heading to the Yorkshire village of Thixendale. The beautiful Yorkshire wolds are where a man called Robert Fuller lives. Robert grew up on a local farm, but has now swapped his cattle prod for a paintbrush, producing intricate paintings from the photos he takes. He is inspired by the wildlife in his own back garden, and we're not talking sparrows pecking at breadcrumbs. His latest project is kestrels. These magnificent falcons are one of the UK's most successful birds of prey. Robert has no idea, but I've been hatching a plot with my trusty film crew to help him achieve something he's never dreamed possible. And it involves the kestrels that he's been painting.
Well, this looks very promising. Come on in, girls. Let's go and have a look. A bit of art would do you good. Oh, I say. He's prolific. Red or white? Do you want anything? I suppose your hands are full with the camera. Never mind. I'll get you a sauce of milk later. Oh, hello.
Hi there.
You're Robert.
I am.
You're the artist.
I'm the artist, yeah.
Hello.
Hi there.
I'm Julian, Clary.
Hi there.
This is my crew.
Hi there.
Maureen on camera.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Susan on sound.
Yeah.
I'm afraid she's on her third glass of red wine.
Is she?
Best not speak. Where'd you go to photograph the kestrels and the...
Just outside the living room window.
I think I'd like to see your private quarters.
Yeah? Come through.
arranged.
Yeah, come through.
Easy, wasn't it? Didn't even have to buy him a drink. Oh, this is it?
Yeah, this is it. This is the kestrel.
Wow.
This is the painting I'm just working on at the moment.
That's beautiful. There's something about your paintings that make you want to look really close.
Yeah.
Because they're so finely done. You can see every little feather.
My nature nuts kestrels have nested nearby. Kestrels mainly hunt small rodents, especially voles. The female lays 3 to 6 eggs, but the chicks won't usually all survive unless it's a good year for voles, or unless they're given extra food, as Robert does.
I notice a lot of your pictures are of kestrels on posts, stationary.
I have tried photographing them flying and I have got some reasonable results, but I don't have the picture. The station one there, that's a beautiful picture, and that's what we need to make a beautiful painting.
My marvellous idea is to give Robert his dream shot of a kestrel, but before I can reveal all, he whisks me off to his special place. It's his big boy's treehouse, to see some of the other animals he's painted. It's a delightful spot, but not without challenges for a 55-year-old homosexual.
Is it going to be safe?
Perfect safe, yeah.
Do I need one of my staff to hold the end?
No, I've done a risk assessment, you're fine.
This won't be the best angle I've ever been filmed from. However, now what do I do? How do I get off
You haven't been on many ladders, have you?
It's been a while.
Just keep going up a bit, that's it, and just hold on to these.
Robert spent 3 months hammering away in the woods before his rustic room with a view was complete, and all just so he could watch the resident badgers and the barn owls.
Oh, you haven't put the Hoover round in here, have you?
Robert never leaves home without his pockets bulging with dead voles, which he places temptingly on a handy pole.
I wouldn't want to spend the night here, but it'll be worth it if they show up. There's the owl. Oh yeah, that was great, wasn't it? Oh yeah.
Have you seen barn owls this close before?
No, can't believe I'm this close.
So he swallowed that first one whole.
Didn't for me quite often.
Every night.
So he was expecting you.
Oh yeah, been feeding this owl since November.
He's looking straight at you.
Yeah. This is special. Every night I come, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
This adult has hungry mouths to feed, chicks in a nest box. Also the work of Robert and his well-used toolbox. And they're almost ready to fly the nest.
He's off up to the tree.
This is incredible, but owls aren't the only animal Robert can see from his hide.
It's coming up now to 9:30, and that's really good badge time.
I can see one.
That's a rat.
Oh, that's a huge rat.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he's laughing at me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, do I? I'm just here to learn.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Yeah.
Nice looking
Oh,
badger.
they're beautiful badgers, yeah. Nice and clean. It's bobbing down the hole.
While the badger is otherwise engaged, we move in for an even closer encounter.
I can see the top of her head. She's not that big, is she?
No, she's quite a small badger, this one.
Although badger sows are slightly smaller than badger boars, it takes an experienced eye to be able to tell them apart. It's taken Robert many years to gain the trust of these normally shy wild badgers, but they're still nervous.
Does she know I'm here?
Yeah, she knows we're here, yeah. She's wanting to come out, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Just when I think my night can't get any more exciting, it does.
Another one at the back at the top.
There she comes. It's a real experience now. This is an adult wild badger that's watching us now.
It's such a privilege to be this close, for the badgers to come out and look at us on their own terms.
Oh no, yeah.
I could stay here all night, but Robert has another treat for me that requires an early start, and I'll keep my kestrel surprise for him until then. So as the sky blushes tangerine, it's time to tear myself away from this magical place. I'm up at the crack and back in the woods. Robert's early morning surprise is to see Craig, an expert owlet ringer at work. This means I'll get to see the dear little chicks up close for the first time. And thankfully, no one expects me to climb a ladder at this time in the morning. Not with my hips.
Just going to open the back door up of the nest box and see if they're all in there.
Is that them hissing?
It is, yeah, it's like a defensive thing. So I'm just going to try and get the first owl out now.
Robert has been trained to handle the chicks, so don't try this at home.
They look very big and healthy.
Beautiful, aren't they?
And in Craig's expert hands, the chicks seem remarkably calm.
You can see actually they're quite
Which doesn't
quite
look
relaxed.
No, it's a relaxing
not-
me seeing her so relaxed. Is it a boy or a girl?
This one's a girl. And we know it's a girl because of all of these little black spots.
Oh, right.
So males tend to be completely white underneath.
She looks ready to fly, doesn't she?
Yeah, I mean this bird, as you can probably see from the wing, is pretty much fully feathered.
Yeah.
An owl has obviously an ear on each side of its head, but they're at different heights. So with the sound of a small mammal rustling in the grass, we
reaching the different ears at different times, it can locate exactly where that prey is coming from. The other thing I was going to point out was you'll see that the side of the foot, we've got a very straight line there. When the feet are together like that, you've got this circular pattern of claws. So you can imagine if you're a small mammal running around on the ground and all of a sudden those long legs come right through the grass and you're in the middle of there, there's not much chance of getting away.
No escape.
Sharp claws.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a reflex.
Yeah.
Yes. We wouldn't want to mess with that, would you?
I am gripped, but there's one question I feel I need the answer to.
The point of this is, how does it help?
In the future, if it's found or we recapture it, we'll know exactly how old it is. It allows us to monitor survival rates. So will this owl make it through its first winter, which a lot don't? Would you like to
Okay,
have a hold?
Yes, so what shall I do?
If I hold the legs first and you put your fingers sort of through there, then she can't get you, which is important. And just hold her like that.
Look at you.
I take this opportunity to offer a few words of advice to the warm feather duster reclining in my hands.
Now, stay in the Yorkshire Wolds, find a nice tree, you're going to have a nice life.
Well, Robert gave me a magical moment there, but I can give as well as receive.
You know you want a particular shot of a kestrel in flight, so you can do one of your lovely paintings.
Yeah.
Well, I've asked my friend John, cameraman John, who's got a special high-speed camera, which will be able to capture that image for you, and that's John standing there.
That's brilliant.
He's friendlier than he looks.
John Waters is an award-winning wildlife cameraman. His films on meerkats, chimpanzees and eagles are world-renowned. So I'm thrilled he's here to help.
So, explain to Robert what you can do that he can't do with his ordinary camera.
Well, the thing is, Rob, this camera can shoot at extremely high speed, so I'm going to be trying to shoot your kestrels at 1500 frames a second. Yeah. So I think you're getting what on a motor drive? 10 max? Yeah. So 15 frames, so you should be able to see absolutely every aspect of its movement. Oh, that's going to be really exciting to try and capture that.
It'll be a dream come true for
you,
Robert.
It will.
It'll be a dream come true for me as well. I'll tell you what all that camera talk means when I'm good and ready. But right now, a kestrel and its chick are circling the skies above. So you'll have to wait. I'm in Yorkshire, trying to capture a stunning image of a kestrel with our rugged wildlife cameraman, John Waters.
I just want to check that the equipment's actually working. Are you ready for me, John?
Yes.
Let's see what this camera can do.
Ordinary cameras record 25 frames every second, but John's camera records 1500. It is, quite frankly, the Beyoncé of the camera world. It will give Robert the detail of the kestrel in flight that he's been so desperately missing. That's as long as the kestrel performs for us. John baits up the post, and our kestrel stakeout begins. The camouflage look is a little 90s, but there's nothing I won't do to make Robert happy.
You have to be patient, don't you?
Very, yeah. Yeah, the longest I've spent in a hide is about 13 hours.
I wouldn't wait that long for my husband, let alone a kestrel.
Yeah.
Let's annoy John while we're waiting. Hello, John. Roger. Are you concentrating?
Yes.
You know you don't get paid if you don't get the shot of the kestrel. Roger.
Yes, indeed. I'm very much dependent on
Rob's skill in attracting these kestrels to his perch.
He is hoping. Can you not call the kestrel?
Yeah, well, when I put food out for him, I just go... Every time I feed him, I just do that whistle, so he knows there's food here, but obviously...
well, he might have forgotten.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Dr. Dolittle works his magic.
My kestrel's going. Here it goes. There he goes. He's got got it. Do you see that? That was brilliant.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you get that, John?
Get what? Get what?
The kestrel.
Kestrels was taken.
Which kestrel was that?
Don't fuck me about.
Yes, I think I got it. I think I got the button on time.
Well, let's hope so. Well, that was a thrill, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We leave the kestrel to enjoy his canapé and await the moment of truth.
Oh wow, look at this coming in now.
That's lovely.
Look at the fly. That's incredible, isn't it? It's like a squelch shot.
So you're happy, Robert?
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. I've studied this bird for 8 years and I've never seen it doing anything like this in slow motion. It's absolutely incredible.
John's footage captures every millisecond of the strike and will elevate Robert's next painting to a whole new level of artistry.
So we've got it? Yeah. You've done the job. You've met the challenge.
And I made it all happen by bringing you here.
Of course. Yeah. Now I've got to do the painting.
Now you've got to do the painting.
Let's get busy. No pressure.
And with that, it's time to bid farewell to the kestrels and leave Robert to his art. I'll be back later to see how he gets on.
Okay, Maureen. We're going over a cattle grid now. It should be the highlight of your week.
My next port of call takes me nearly 300 miles north of the Scottish border, where I hope to catch a glimpse of one of our most elusive mammals. I'm taking my crew for an airing in the Scottish Highlands, where I hope their personal freshness issues will be cured by the sparkling air and clean waters of Loch Torridon. This is where a lovely lass called Myrnie Buchanan has lived for the last 18 years. When Myrnie isn't wafting along the banks of the loch with her sheepdog Roy, she has a number of impressively butch jobs. Then in the evenings, she has equally unusual visitors.
Myrnie is not only a lorry driver and a fish packer, but it gets more exciting. She, in her garden, has got pine martins. So it's my kind of nature nut.
It will be a thrill to see my first pine marten in the flesh. Hard to believe that these adorable little pajama cases are in fact ruthless killing machines. These cat-sized cousins of the badger and the weasel are so agile they can even catch squirrels, and you know how hard that is. Depressingly, there are only about 3,000 left in the entire UK, making them one of our rarest mammals. And considering a pair has come to see Myrnie almost every night for the last 2 years, it makes her a very lucky lady. Now, it doesn't do to call in on people empty-handed, so I've been shopping. Although pine martins are carnivores, apparently they have a sweet tooth, so my gifts should be irresistible.
I've got the gear. Myrnie! Hello, it's Julian here. I've got peanut butter, I've got jam.
Oh, wonderful. We can make them a picnic.
Thank you so much for having us.
Lovely
As
to
you
meet
do.
you.
What an amazing place.
Isn't it super? You're seeing it at its best on a day like this. It's a bit out in the wilds, though, isn't it?
Oh, I like all that though.
In you come.
You're wearing a fleece.
That's a bit cool.
Well, it's very popular with nature folk. They all wear fleeces. Lovely nasturtiums,
Yes,
marigolds.
yes, they're doing
Lovely
quite well.
container there you've improvised out of an old plastic thing.
Yes. Washed up on the beach.
So here we are in your backyard. And what happens?
Well, the pine martens, they live in the forestry along there, and they come along the old track, and they pop over the wall here, and then they scurry along and under that fish tub that you just noticed.
Okay,
And they
yes.
have their picnic under there.
And do they let you get quite close?
I watch them from the bathroom window.
Okay, so they'll be here, will they?
I really hope so, but I haven't seen them for the last couple of nights, so really, really hoping they'll turn up tonight.
You haven't seen them.
No, I don't know what's happened.
Look at his face. We've come a long way, Myrnie.
I'm sorry.
I come from Kent. She lives in Bristol.
Devices.
Oh, call that living?
Oh dear.
So, we do need to see some pine martins.
Right, well, I'll do my best. I think if we make them a picnic and put it out, that's really all we can do.
Poor Myrnie has never managed to take so much as a snap of her fleeting visitors. So, as the guest who keeps on giving, I've also brought with me my cameraman buddy John. I hope his trip hasn't been a wasted one and the pine martins turn up.
Do you want him in the house, or should we send him straight round the back? What would you like?
Well,
Go round.
glad to see where these pine martins are.
Come round here.
John and his camera might look a little rough round the edges. Neither have seen a wet wipe for quite a while, but he reliably informs me he can produce stunning close-ups.
You go and do whatever you're going
Do
to
my
do.
stuff. Yeah,
So
yes,
just make a
okay.
little den, do you?
Yes, I do. I'll put up a hide.
Good luck to you and your family.
Cheers.
While John enjoys a game of hopscotch in the backyard, Myrnie and I retreat to the warm kitchen to make the pine martins' delicious tea.
Oh look, Julie Goodyear would like this. She's watching. Look. I'm not seeing one of those. Can you put 2 slices together for them? Or Maureen's tummy will be rumbling. She had Savoy at a service station on the M4. Nothing since then. Just stand there, I'll do all the work.
Yes, I'll just get an egg, because I like an egg.
Yes, okay. A raw egg.
Yes.
Here you go, I'm exhausted.
Okay,
Then, with an expert touch that comes from years of practice, I lay the bait.
Is it the best crockery you use?
oh yes.
John's cunning strategy seems to involve hiding in a portaloo. Myrnie and I prepare ourselves in a different way.
Whatever you do, don't give Maureen anything to drink. Cider especially. 2 glasses of cider and she takes the top off. Cheers.
Cheers.
Shall we go through
Yes.
to the bathroom?
Just through here.
I must say I am looking forward to spending an evening with the lovely Myrnie. It turns out the best place to see her pine martins is from her bathroom. But I'm game. This is a water closet like no other.
It's very glamorous.
Typical Highland bathroom.
Oh, what a lovely view.
I just hope they show up. We could be sitting here for rather a long time, you know that.
Yes, well, bottoms up.
After an hour or so, the gin is hitting the spot nicely, but we're still missing our guests of honour.
Supposing they don't turn up.
I'll be really upset.
I'm not being funny, but I've come an awfully long way.
John has managed to capture some award-winning shots of rarely seen marigolds, but it's not quite what I came here for.
Hello, John. Are you receiving me? Roger.
Yes, Julian, go ahead.
Over.
Why did you stay in your den overnight?
Just in case the pine martins turn up. What do you say to that?
I don't think that's a very good idea.
It's just beginning to rain and it's beginning to blow up quite strongly.
Well, you're a man, I'm sure you can take it.
It is a good idea. Bye-bye.
Okay, good night.
Please don't worry about John. I know I don't. He prefers his own company, and think of the money we'll save on hotel bills. I hope he gets the shot, because I'm not leaving until I see a pine martin. If I'm ever going to see a pine martin, it will be here in the Highlands of Scotland. A pair of pine martins are regular visitors to Myrnie Buchanan's garden, but for some reason over the last few days they haven't shown up. And although I spent a delightful evening in Myrnie's snug bathroom, it was, how shall I put it, uneventful.
I've no more seen a pine martin than the Loch Ness Monster, frankly. And I'm hiding my disappointment, but, you know, I want to see a pine martin. That's what I've come for. Mind these steps. Don't want you having one of your falls. Hello,
Hi there.
Myrnie. How are things?
Well, Nearly all the food's gone that we put out last night.
Really?
Yes, come and have a look.
Did John stay all night and film it then?
No, he's scarpered.
Well, he's going to get his legs slapped.
John claims that strong winds forced him to leave earlier than instructed. Too much information. So did the Pine Martins take the bait when he left? Mind you, there was a whiff of peanut butter about John this morning.
Maybe the way the wind was, it blew our scent towards the forestry and that scared them.
Nothing wrong with my scent. Try that.
Lovely.
It is very nice. Why don't we have a little mince down here then and see if we can find Pine Martin evidence?
Yes, why not?
What might we find?
I guess we could have a look, or maybe some poo.
You know how to show a boy a good time.
So off we go. It's an unusual expedition, and maybe not the reason I entered show business, but considering our Pine Martinless predicament, even a whiff of one is better than nothing.
No, that's a cow.
It's obviously quite a popular area for general defecation, isn't it? It's one of Maureen's. She likes to squat down in the countryside.
Oh look, that's what we're looking for. Now see, he's been eating brown berries, and there's little bits of bone there.
Yes.
So that's reasonably fresh, so that's a good sign.
Where's Julian McKeith when we need her? We're hot on the trail.
I think so.
Well, I'm totally in poo mode now.
Lovely as Pine Martin poo stalking is, I feel somehow unfulfilled. So Bernie has arranged to take me to a friend's house on the other side of the loch, whose Pine Martins, she claims, are a little less camera shy. Talking of cameras, I'm taking John along to see if he can redeem himself. Obviously, I wouldn't want him in the same room as me, so he's been sent upstairs, where he's got a lovely view of a specially built Pine Martin platform. Murney's friends aren't here. They've gone out for a spot of sporran shopping, but it's a classy gaff, and I only hope my crew are house-trained. And look, classy snacks too, custard creams. John has got the shot. I've always liked him. Pretty soon, we get visitors.
Is that Chuck and Shoot? This is like a warm-up act, isn't it? Presumably all these birds would be frightened of Pine Martins.
I would have expected the birds to scatter as soon as they knew a Pine Martin was about.
Exactly, so I've never seen so many birds. So I don't think there were Pine Martins in the vicinity.
You think I'm fantasising again, don't you?
Well, let's just put it this way. I wish I brought a book to read while we're waiting.
All of a sudden, the birds scatter.
Oh, look, there he is.
Oh, he's looking
You see him?
at us.
Looks like he can see us. Hello.
Is that a fully grown one?
That looks quite a small one.
Oh, he's taken a biscuit.
The bird's in it. How did you feel about seeing your first Pine Martin?
Very cute, aren't they?
They're gorgeous. But they're also so vicious, that's the other thing.
Not that one, wasn't.
No, that was a cute one.
That was a vegetarian. Just wanted a biscuit. I'm worried that Maureen's silhouette against the window is putting them off. Don't keep banging against the glass with your cheap bangles. Take a little step forward. Pine Martins we're trying to capture here, and it's been a long time coming. And I don't know what you think you're filming down there. No one wants to see the shot from that angle.
Oh, here's something coming again.
I'm in nature heaven, as close as I can be to such a rare and delightful animal. They're such impressive climbers due to their handy retractable claws that stay sharp, much like Paul O'Grady's.
Quite dainty eating. It's not like a dog gulping away, is it?
They've got incredibly sharp teeth.
They're sort of cross between a cat and a bear, aren't they?
Their needle-sharp teeth are perfect for making short shrift of small birds and mammals, or peanut butter in this case. And because they're mostly nocturnal, they've got an incredible sense of sight, smell, and above all, hearing.
Looking up.
A bit jumpy, Maureen. Stop moving.
Watching you. I think he recognises you.
I'm not big in the Pine Martin one. Knocked a biscuit down.
It's a bit careless.
And another one. Stop banging on the window. You stupid cow. Oh, look. Saw his teeth then.
Did you?
Oh, 3 biscuits on the floor.
I think he's doing that on purpose.
I'd like to see it pick up the egg.
Yes.
It's just noticed. Oh, there goes egg.
See?
Oh my gosh.
See?
Come back with that egg.
Isn't that amazing?
He's being careful because of the egg. Lovely to see a pine martin close to. Wow, pine martins are just the thing, aren't they?
You can see why I'm so excited.
No, I can. Next pine martin, please.
John's close-up shows us why pine martins are such supreme treetop hunters. They use their tails for balance, while their muscular rugby players' legs mean they can easily jump 3 meters, just like me. If there were an animal Olympics, pine martins would be in the gymnastics. Hind feet that rotate 180 degrees, enabling headfirst descent, is worth a gold medal in my opinion. Well, after that pine martin fest, I'm as happy as Lindsay Lohan at a free bar, and it's made me even more determined to get Myrnie that photographic evidence of her own pine martins. So, it's back to Myrnie's for one final sundowner stakeout.
It's crowded in here tonight, isn't it?
Yes.
Cheers, anyway.
Cheers.
You know, I asked John to stay all night yesterday, and he didn't. Did you?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. How's about tonight? I leave him here all night until he's got the shot we're waiting for.
Well, that would be fantastic.
Sadly, they still failed to show. My last resort is to replace John with this nifty trail cam, triggered by movement, and a few days later, when Myrnie checked the footage, this is what she saw.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
So at last, Myrnie has the footage I promised her, and hard though it is to tear myself away, I can move on to my next nature nut. I've decided to stay in Scotland, roam in the gloaming, and go in search of another animal I've always wanted to see. I'm off to Perth to meet Bob Smith, a self-confessed beaverholic.
Come on then, girls. Try not to burp, sneeze, or anything else. Hello, are you
Hello?
Bob the Beaver Man?
I certainly am, yes.
Oh, hello, I'm Julian Clary.
Pleased to meet you, Julian.
How are the beavers?
The beavers are doing wonderfully well.
Are they in the garden here?
Unfortunately, no, but they're just down the river here, if you would like to go and see them.
I would. Would you take me to them?
I certainly would. If you fancy a quick walk down there, maybe take us 10 minutes or so.
Fancy a
Okay.
long walk. Don't
Oh,
know
well.
how far again.
Yes, it's beavers, 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 morning, noon and night for Bob. He's desperate to know if his local colony has managed to breed this year. I'm sparing no expense to capture this beautiful countryside and help Bob find out if his beavers have been busy in the bedroom. Bob doesn't know it yet, but I've asked one of David Attenborough's best wildlife cameramen to join us. The beavers won't be out until sundown, so in the meantime, Bob's keen to show me what else they get up to.
So, Julian, as you see here on your left-hand side, you see this beaver-made pond. And if you're up for it, we'll maybe go for a wee trip on a canoe around it if you fancy it.
We'll go for a wee.
So first of all, if we're going to have a look at the
these big gnawed trees, and then you'll get an idea of what they do and how they do it.
And why do they do it?
Primarily for a food source, they eat the bark and whatnot, but also it opens up the canopy so they can see predators.
Look at this though, it's art.
Yes, it is, it's beaver art, isn't it?
Amazing.
Like Alan Carr on steroids, beavers use their chisel-like teeth to chomp through the toughest logs. These are American beavers, but Bob's European beavers feed on trees in much the same way. And in just 3 weeks, a family of 12 can build a charming new riverside home, complete with a chimney to regulate the temperature. I'm tempted to move in with them myself.
That's their lodge. As you can see, it's quite a structure.
I'd like to see it from the water side.
Shall we go on a canoe?
On a canoe? Canoe?
I can canoe.
I can canoe too. We're not going to fall in, are we?
It's strange life tapestry. We can only try, Julian.
Amusing as it would be, I'd
Yes.
rather not. If there's anything at all I can do to help, just say.
You just stay in the middle and diddy wobble and we'll be fine, pal.
I won't wobble.
Okay. I'll take up the rear.
That's the spirit.
I've warmed to Bob, but how did such a charming man get drawn into such a murky, whiskery world?
So, Bob, tell me what your story is. Did you always love wildlife?
Very much so. Dad used to be in the countryside a lot as a local bobby. And it was great just to be out in the countryside and just enjoy it.
So why do you like beavers so much?
Just the pure tranquility of them, just the way they just go about their business nice and quietly, just the joy in seeing them. If you look just slightly to your right there, that's the lodge.
It's like a fortress, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can see now that the Beaver's Lodge is a dirty great arrangement, but I must remember why we're here. We need proof that Bob's beavers have been getting down to business. In other words, footage of a darling baby beaver, or kit to use the proper term. Specialist cameraman Warwick is just the man for the job.
Last year we'd had 2 sightings of the kits at the start of the month. However, this year I've not seen anything so far, so I'm hoping you being a lucky charm that you are, bring out the beaver kit.
Okay, well if it's there, Warwick will shoot it.
Now that'd be lovely, Julian, that's much appreciated.
And will I actually see them? You're not all talk, are you, Bob?
I sometimes are.
I've met men like you before.
Yes.
All talk and no trousers. Have you always been Scottish?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
I'd like to be Scottish. I could marry a Scotsman, couldn't I?
You could, yeah. However, I'm taken. Your luck's out that way, pal.
No. Well, anything could happen.
With dusk approaching, it's time to head to where all the beaver action takes place and meet up with Warwick.
Right, watch yourself here, please, Julian.
Oh, why? Oh, am I in danger?
You're in danger.
Oh, no.
Might be quite slutty for you coming down here, so
What am I going to do?
just be careful.
I don't want to have a fall.
I'm in Scotland with Bob Smith, who I'm hoping will show me my very first beaver.
It's all right.
You sure?
No? Well, that was treacherous. Come on, Maureen. You can do it. Can you just take a shot, Maureen, of our director's feet? There's been a lot of sniffling and blowing his nose on the grass verge.
Oh.
Did you come out in flip-flops on a day like this?
There's a man with a hat.
It's Warwick. For some reason, Warwick's dressed as Quentin Crisp.
In spite of his amusing headgear, Warwick has worked on all the best wildlife series, including Planet Earth. He's brought his top-of-the-range camera with him that does all sorts of tricks. He'd tell me about it, I'm sure, if I asked, but I might glaze over. Suffice to say, it's just the ticket for filming beavers in the evening light.
I'm giving you a walkie-talkie. Okay, great. Tell me if you see anything. Okay. Or if you get lonely, you want to speak to someone, I offer a free counselling service.
Bob's life won't be complete unless we get a shot of the mother and the kid.
I hope to make your life complete.
Thank you very much, take it seriously.
Take it very seriously.
Bob, reverse.
Stealth is the name of the game, but tell that to Maureen and Susan. Crashing through the undergrowth like a couple of baby hippos. Thankfully, Warwick remains focused, his unnecessarily large lens poised to fulfill Bob's dreams.
Yes, very little Tompa. Come back now.
Yes, I can see it. Creepy thing. Looks like a Labrador. That was so exciting.
It was actually.
Let's phone Warwick and check that he got all that.
Yeah, go for it.
Hello, Warwick, can you hear me? Roger.
Hello, Julian. Receiving you loud and clear?
Warwick, we've just saw.
We think it was the mother swimming along.
Did you film all of that where you are?
Yeah, I've seen ripples too.
Footage of some, I think I had all these.
Definitely one very large one.
Superb. Well done, Warwick. Thank you. Excellent.
Scottish fruit, I'm very excited.
Splendid. Okay, thank you. Roger that.
Seeing a rare British animal close up like this is a very special moment, I can tell you. Bob won't be the only one dreaming of beavers tonight.
So everyone else all started when I was a child. Places like this, would fascinate me, and the creatures you could go and look at. But I don't know much about things, so it's very nice to meet someone like you who, I thought beavers ate fish until yesterday.
I also didn't know how incredibly rare British beavers are. 400 years ago, beavers were a common sight, but unfortunately for them, their soft waterproof fur coats made rather attractive hats, and they didn't swim fast enough to avoid being hunted to extinction in Britain. They were only reintroduced less than 10 years ago.
So that was fur there, but it's not.
I don't wear fur.
Oh, that's all right.
What did you take me for? This is velvet. Not often mistaken for fur.
Is that a throwback for the John Collins fan club thing?
Yes, it is.
There you go.
It never leaves you.
There you go, yeah.
I've got rubber shorts on underneath this.
More information than I'll ever need.
They don't get out much.
What, the rubber shorts?
A night spent on a riverbank is a very bonding experience, but we're still missing the one thing we came for, proof that Bob's beavers have managed to produce a baby beaver kit.
So it's gone into the,
I'm in the thermology just now, yeah, of the bottle. That's showing that there's something still in there. Used to say,
Now, how would you feel if you saw the baby then?
I'd be absolutely delighted. From the river there, you see the ripples start to come down?
Yeah.
What is causing those ripples? Could it be Tom Daly?
Hello, Warwick. We've seen lots of ripples, and...
Stop now. Have you been filming anything exciting?
Yeah, I think Bob's going to be very happy. We've got a really nice shot of what is...
Definitely a kid. There's no question. It's absolutely tiny.
I mean, it's so small, I honestly thought...
There's a water bowl or something, but...
Wasn't the child's mitten that had been dropped in the river?
Well, if it was, it was...
propelling itself under its own steam.
You've convinced me. You've seen a baby beaver. Thank you.
Excellent. Superb. Superb. Is there any chance of having a look at that? If we got the footage there we can actually look at? Or?
Yeah, no, we're going to show it to you.
Oh, superb. Brilliant. Well done. Thank you, Julian. Even there.
We wouldn't just tell you from the basket and leave.
You never know, there's so many people filling all these promises, but yeah, excellent. Thank you.
I'm a man of my word.
I thought he knew me better than that. Oh well, the proof will be in the pudding, as we say in Soho.
Couldn't do this in stilettos, could you? It's only us.
glad to hear it. I was worried for a second.
Now, what do you have for us?
I'll show you a little bit of what we've got. Spin through the footage here.
There's a lovely bit of twig in the water.
Yes.
It's securing us.
Okay, now this is the very last light of the day, so bear that in mind. It's very, very dark, but you can see. Look at that.
That's a kit. That's brilliant. Yes, it's a lot more higher in the water, a lot more buoyant.
Yes.
But no bang.
I've made Bob a happy man at last. He's in beaver paradise.
Very much relieved. That's excellent. That's brilliant.
But he's been lying awake in that worry.
I have been. Lovely folks. Superb. Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Been my lucky mascot this evening, Julian.
You're going home for whiskey now.
I'm maybe going home for a wee whiskey, yes.
Scottish people do, isn't it?
We all do that, yes, yes.
You know what I'm going to have?
I'll have a guess at pink champagne.
I was thinking more of a snowball.
Oh, well, there you go.
Or maybe a baby sham. Something masculine like that.
I'm mad about the boy.
So now it's time to say fare ye well to Bob and his beavers. But as I travel south, I can't help wondering how Robert's kestrel painting is coming along. I do hope our slow-motion footage helped him. I'm overcome with curiosity, so I decide to drop in. I swell with pride at the very thought of it.
I'm moist with anticipation. Robert,
Hi there.
I've come back to see you. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello. Is this it?
Yeah, finished. Almost, yeah.
It's just amazing. Look at that detail. The footage was a help to
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I watched the video over and over again, and it was great to see every sort of motion. It really helped to capture this moment that the kestrel comes in, because it's so fast. I mean, you saw it, and it was gone, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm thrilled that we've inspired you to a new artistic height. I would like a credit here in fairly large letters. Helped by Julian Clary, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Our work here is done.
And so is my journey to meet Britain's nature nuts and the animals they adore. I've travelled to Britain's peaks and sailed its seas. I've done things I never thought I'd do. And we've used the latest gizmos and cameras to capture the best of our wildlife. I've seen our largest carnivores and stunning birds, some of our most endangered animals and the best loved. And let's not forget the people that made this happen.
I've got rubber shorts on underneath this.
Thank goodness for Britain's nature nuts. I love you all, and I know there are many more of us out there.
Cheers, anyway.
Cheers.
So, together with my faithful camera woman Maureen, I've had a lovely time travelling the length and breadth of the country. As for Maureen, well, she's picked up fleas and gingivitis.
Does a folk song hold the key to a murder? Barnaby and Nelson find out next in Midsummer Murders. Looking back at her legendary life and career, it's the one and only Scylla on ITV3 next. And who will be crowned winner in the World Series of Darts? Find out as we bring you coverage from Perth on ITV4 next.